Welcome back to the video. This is the part 8 of the game development tutorials. So let's start. In this video, what we need to do is we need to reset our ball if it touches the vertical left edge. So for that we need to create a function. Above the move everything function, we'll create one new function named function ball reset. Parentheses and semicolons. So what this function will do is this will position the ball towards the center. So now what is the center of the canvas? It will be, the X position will be canvas dot width divided by 2. So this is the horizontal position. Now the vertical position will be ball y, which is equals to canvas dot height divided by 2 and semicolons. Now we need to call our function. We'll be calling our function wherever the ball is touching the left edge. So for now, let's comment out this statement. Commenting out will ignore the statement, so temporarily we can ignore that statement. Over here we'll call the function ball reset and save. Now let's refresh. Okay, so now let's see that whenever the ball touches the left edge, it should reset to the center. So now you can see it is resetting the ball's position towards the center. Now what happens over here is the ball is getting stuck. For that, what we need to rectify is we need to change the direction of the ball inside the ball reset function. So whenever it will touch the left edge, it will reset the position. So the line we commented out over here, let's copy that and paste it over here. Okay, and cut the line from the condition. Now let's save and refresh. Okay, so now you can see the ball is moving very smoothly. It is not getting stuck in one place. Whenever it touches the left edge, it is resetting itself into the center. Now what we need to do is we need to bounce the ball off the left paddle. So whenever the ball will touch the left side, it will bounce. It will not reset itself. For that, we need to create a condition inside the first if statement where it is touching the left hand side. The condition will be that the ball, whenever it touches the paddle area, it should bounce. So now let's understand the paddle structure. The paddle height starts from the paddle 1y variable and ends with the paddle 1y plus the paddle height, the total height of the paddle. So whenever the ball is below the paddle 1y and above the total edge, between over here, anywhere in between over here at the edges also, it should bounce off. So what will be our condition? We can write if ball y is greater than paddle 1y. Greater than means it is below, because y axis goes opposite paddle 1y, and for and we use double ampersands so that both the conditions should be true. And another condition is ball y should be less than paddle 1y plus the total paddle height. Okay, this is the first condition. So what should happen in this condition? In this condition, the direction of the ball should be inverted, means it will give an effect of bouncing. So we can place the same line of converting the ball's direction over here. Just copy and paste. Now if this is true, this should happen. But what if this is not true? We need a else part also. Else, what should happen is, it should reset the ball to the center. Copy the statement and paste it inside the else block and cut it from the below side. Okay, and save, and let's refresh. Okay, so now we can see our paddle is moving. As soon as the ball touches the paddle, it should bounce off. Yes, it is bouncing off. Now let's miss the ball once. Yes, it is bouncing towards the edge also. Every time you do something like this, you should check it towards the edge, so that your maths is working good or not, you can get to know. Let's miss the ball once. Okay, so it is resetting towards the center. Let's attend the ball towards the bottom edge. Okay, it is resetting. So it's working perfectly fine. Now let's create our paddle 2. For paddle 2, like we did for paddle 1, we'll first of all create another variable, which will be paddle 2y. Just change the number over here. Okay. Now, do we need another height for paddle 2y? No, because the height will be constant throughout the two paddles and we don't need another variable for that. For placing this variable, let's create one more vertical rectangle in the draw everything section. Just copy that code and paste it once again. This will be the code for the right computer paddle, which will be working on its own. Instead of paddle 1y, it will be paddle 2y. Paddle height will be same, and save. Now let's refresh. So now you can see one more paddle is created on the left hand side, which is permanent over there, and we have a left paddle moving. So how can we get the paddle towards the extreme right? Let's make the x coordinate of the paddle as somewhat like 100. Save and refresh. Okay, so now you can see the paddle is 100 pixels from the left. So to bring it towards the extreme right, the total height of the canvas is 800 and the width of the paddle is 10 pixels, right? So what we can do is, we can subtract 800 minus 10, which will be 790. Okay, what happens is the canvas width is 800 minus 10, so 10 pixels the width. We need to count the width of the paddle, so that makes it 790. Now this is the hard coded thing. Let's make it using the variable. The variable will be canvas dot width minus 10. Save and refresh. Okay, so that's making no change and it's perfect. Now notice over here we are using the number 10 at 3 places. In the rectangle we are using it for 3 places. Just ignore this circle part, not this. We are using it for the width of the paddle 1, the width of the paddle 2, and we are also using that number for subtracting and getting the position for right paddle. So to make all these numbers in sync, we can define one more variable which will be constant throughout the code, and let that variable be paddle thickness. Just copy this paddle height, paste it once again and change it to paddle thickness, which will be 10. Now what we can do is, wherever there is the number 10 in the paddle section, wherever we are creating paddle, we can just replace it by this variable. So what happens is, all the variables are forever in sync and won't change. Whenever we'll need to change the thickness, we'll change one variable, and all the three part it will be proper. So we replace this by paddle thickness. Over here also, canvas width minus paddle thickness, and the width of the second paddle will be also paddle thickness. Now let's save and refresh our browser. Okay, so you can see there is no change, all the three things are in sync. Now what if we change this variable? Let's see if that changes all three things. Let's make it 5 more thin. Save and refresh. Okay, so you can see the thickness of the paddle is decreased and there is no change, no error. So creating variables for purposes where you need to sync all your code, it's a very good practice. Let's make it 10. Okay, save and refresh, getting back to normal. Perfect. Now what we need to do is, we need to bounce the ball of the right paddle. So what we did for the left one, we need to do the same for the right one. Just copy the whole condition, if and else, and place it inside the condition where the ball is touching the right edge. We need to bounce it off the right edge, not the right paddle, sorry. Okay, so the ball is touching the right edge in the canvas width. So let's place there. Just cut this statement of inverting the directions and paste over there. Save and refresh. So now you will be able to see that as soon as it will touch the right edge, it will reset itself. Currently the ball is going into this section, it is going into the else part because we have not set up any movement in our paddle, so it is going into the reset part. Now let's give the control of the mouse to the right paddle to check its movability. For that, wherever we have created our event listener and we are transferring all the values to the paddle 1, just change the number over there to paddle 2. So it will give all the movement to paddle 2. And then one more change we need to make over here is, where we copied the condition, change the number from 1 to 2 so that it completely refers to only paddle 2. Let's save and refresh. Okay, so now you can see as my mouse moves, my right paddle is moving. There is no effect on the left one because temporarily we are trying for the right one. Let it touch the right paddle. Okay, it's bouncing. Let's miss the ball from the edge. Okay, it's going well. Let's attend the ball from the very edge. It's bouncing. Okay, so the ball is moving very nicely. Now let's get back and give the control to the paddle 1 as it was earlier, because we need our left paddle to move according to the mouse and not the right one. The right one will be automated. Save and refresh. Okay, so the left paddle is moving and also the ball is bouncing whenever it touches both the paddles, and it is resetting whenever it misses the paddle.